Craig B writes in and says Beyond.
Beyond.
Dear Colin, Greg, and the guests in the ever-rotating third chair, in a dream scenario, what game would you like to see as Sony's "and one more thing" moment? On the other hand, what do you realistically think it will be? For me, in a dream scenario, right, it would be they get ready to walk off stage, they come back, one more thing, and it's this awesome Uncharted blowout. I don't think they do that because I think they need to explain what's happening with Uncharted in some way, shape, or form, right? Evan and Christoph come out, Neil and Bruce come out. Hey, we're the guys who made The Last of Us. We're in charge of it. You know, I mean, like, own a little bit of what's happening, right? They already did it a little bit with this Game Informer piece, but like actually get out now in the public eye and be like, this is what's up, because they made such a big deal about revealing it for PlayStation 4 with Amy
and Justin.
Exactly, and Stashwick, right? Like, everything's different now. We need to get new faces out to say, these are the people, even if it ends 2015, 2016, soon, not this year, you know what I mean? Like,
It's definitely not coming out this year.
I know.
I just people still think it's coming out this year. There's no way. Like, there's no way, in my opinion, that Uncharted 4 comes out before fall 2015.
You'd have to be off your rocker. I think.
I still say spring 2016.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Yep. I don't think any sooner than November. Like, what was Uncharted 3? 11/1/11. Like somewhere in that time frame, like would be
holiday 2015. I think was
Uncharted
was
Uncharted 3.
That was I thought that was 11/11/11, wasn't it? Or which one am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Okay.
But
That's too far back.
I think you're right. You know, Uncharted 4 no sooner than holiday 2015.
Yeah,
it's like the earliest.
I think Uncharted 4 blowout would be cool. I would like for them to show the game off. You know, show us what they're working on, all those kinds of things. I think Uncharted,
11/1/11.
Yeah,
gotcha. Nailed it.
But I mean, I have like fanboy, dreams of obscure ass shit that they're gonna do, and like I would love to see Guerrilla's, rumored open world RPG.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
God, yes, that would be great.
I think that'd be fucking rad. I just don't think that they're gonna do that yet. I don't think it makes any sense.
I didn't make any predictions about that because I thought everyone would have taken that, but
no, I mean, well, just in the sense that they apparently have more than one team there, but Killzone just came out, and they got to give those guys time to breathe. I think. Plus the DLC is coming out. So yeah, I think an Uncharted, like literally a 15-minute playthrough of Uncharted. I mean, think about, we've been to a lot of E3 conferences, right? A lot of like in the person. We've watched even more of them, and the best moment I ever saw at an E3 press conference ever was when they played The Last of Us.
Yeah,
that was unreal,
and it was awesome, and that was in the game. That section was in the game,
that wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it was. It wasn't like
that was not a vertical slice.
So many vertical slices that you never see again. Yeah.
Just something like that with Uncharted would be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Just play 15 minutes of Uncharted from the beginning or something would be cool.
I think what would be big for me, but it's probably... I mean, there's no way it happens because just you look at it realistically in the personnel and where they are. But if at the very end... It wouldn't have to be at the end, but if they were to reveal that Square is working on a traditional entry in the Final Fantasy numbered series, not 15, which looks like basically an action game set in the Final Fantasy universe, which is fine for some people. If they, the Luminous engine that they showed that tech demo for, I want to see a traditional Final Fantasy built on that engine, and they show like an opening cinematic or like 15 or 10 minutes of gameplay from that. I guess it would be Final Fantasy 16.
Or a Final Fantasy VII remake would be cool.
Or a Final Fantasy VII remake with that engine would be sick too. But I'm ever since Square kind of started pulling a 180 and realizing that what they've been doing for the last 5-7 years is
go back to basics.
Go back to basics, and they've realized they need to like refocus on what their fans actually want. I think that would be an exciting show of commitment to that idea.
All right.
I don't think it's going to happen because they've got Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy 15 to worry about.
Yeah, I think those things do happen. I just don't. I think we get another Final Fantasy Tactics game eventually. I think we get a Final Fantasy VII remake, hopefully a 6 remake. I think that Dragon Quest XI should hopefully be not an MMO.
Yeah.
They are bonkers with some of the things they've been doing, and I think that they, like you said, I think they've totally been like, yeah, you're right. Like we should have listened all along.
Yeah.
And yeah, you should have because you've disassociated yourselves from a bunch of longtime fans that buy everything. I used to buy everything with the Square logo on it.
Me too.
When I was a kid, man, I like. Every Square game from like 1992 or 1993 to 2002, I bought every one of them. and like there's like almost no holes in that. Like it really is true. Like even Einhander and the bouncer and like like anything. And like I don't have that kind of loyalty to any company anymore. And like they did that.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it really. I mean, their downfall really started with 10 to me, and then really just fell off a cliff with 12. And so I hope you're right. Because that company has a special place in my heart, just like Nintendo does, where it's like, just come back to me. Talk to me again.
One of the few companies that I could say, like, seeing that emblem on the box meant to me I didn't have anything to worry about. I can hand my money over with a clear conscience.
Yeah, and there was only a few times I got burned. Like, Saga Frontier sucks.
Yeah.
That game was fucking terrible.
I like how it wasn't that Saga Frontier sucked. It still actively sucks.
That game's awful. But for every one of those games, there was a Xenogears, there was Secret of Mana, there was Chrono Trigger, Vagrant Story.
My God.
I don't know how they did it. Obviously using a lot of different studios, but those Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh, yes.
Like just fantastic games. All sorts of different kinds of games.
Yeah.
They were all RPGs, but they were Parasite Eve.
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
I get misty-eyed over those days.
Yeah, those were good days.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Podcast Beyond episode 345. Thank you so much for sticking out with us. Let us know your E3 predictions by tweeting us, by putting them in the comments, and then make sure you come back next week for another installment of Podcast Beyond, this time with Shuhei Yoshida. Andrew Goldfarb returns from the dead for one show only. We post the MP3 on Tuesday, the video on Wednesday. That's usually. Next week will be all effed up because of E3, but be looking at it. Follow the Twitters. We're doing the show on Wednesday, so hopefully I'll get the MP3 up that night sometime after everything gets settled down, and the video whenever I can. Make sure you go to ign.com. It keeps the mics on. You go there, you watch the videos, you read the articles. You download the PlayStation 4 app, which will be streaming all of IGN's E3 coverage live. We have the pre- and post-show conferences for every conference on Monday, the conferences themselves, of course, then Tuesday through Thursday, every hour, whatever it is, I don't even know. I guess like every 10 minutes.
I don't even know what you're saying.
There's the live show. Well, it's every hour of the day the live show's going, and then the different segments. You can find it all at ign.com.
And I'm excited that we're not... I have two things to say.
Sure.
I forgot one of these things. E3 related, not going to Sony's conference this year. I will be on the pre- and post-game show with Greg and Damon, which will be fun. Vince will be going to the show as my proxy.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, I asked our engineers, because some people have been asking us on Twitter and emails and stuff, where we have this PlayStation 4 app for IGN, and it's fantastic, and a lot of people use it and watch videos and do all those kinds of things, watch Podcast Beyond. Where's the PlayStation 3 app? Where's the PlayStation Vita app? PlayStation 3 app has been submitted for certification.
Hey!
So,
nice.
So we don't know if we're going to get a bounce back, and we have to fix some things. That happens with everyone. But that's hopefully somewhat imminent. And Vita is, I think, in the air right now. I think I think we're doing one. I just don't think that we're prioritizing PS4 than PS3 than Vita. So our guys are on it. So if you've been asking that question, I hope that answers it for you for now. I'll check up in a couple months on the Vita situation, but I know that they PS4 was their priority, then PS3. You got to go where the users are. But I have made the argument to our engineers, to Mark Ryan specifically, that even though Vita has a small install base, people love their Vita. People that read IGN and listen to this podcast love Vita, and I feel like that would get a lot of use. So, so we'll see what happens. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be bonkers, as Colin would say next week. Make sure you keep up with us all on Twitter. IGN is IGN. I'm Game Over Greggy. Colin is No Taxation. Vince is Vincognito. It's been posted this entire time, right underneath his face, somewhere in this area. And not on his face, underneath his face. Probably on top of the Pop-Tart wrapper.